Okay guys, what's going on? What we have here today is a review of the DROID RAZR M, brought to you by Motorola. Probably can't see that, but you can see that M, brought to you by Motorola and Verizon, as told by the front. Okay, what we have here is 4.3 inch edge-to-edge QHD Super Amoled screen. We have a dual-core 1.5 gigahertz Snapdragon S4 processor. There's a 8 megapixel camera on the back with an LED flash and a speaker on the back. Also on the back we have Kevlar coating, same thing that could be found on a regular DROID RAZR that came out at the end of last year. Have a microphone in the front, which makes for good feedback when you're doing voice typing or voice searches and stuff like that. It definitely makes it easier, and the phone can hear you a lot better and understand what you're saying. On the side here, we have your SD card slot and your SIM card slot underneath this. We have a USB charging port. It's not MHL. There is no video out, no HDMI video out or anything like that. It's just a simple charging port. On the top, we have 3.5mm headphone jack, and that's it. Here on this side, we have your volume rocker and your power button. We also have the 3 screws on each side, just to give it that more industrial look, I would assume. The overall shape of it is kind of like a wedge in your hand, if you can't tell from the taper that they give it, and how the chin at the end kind of just gives it that tapered feel. Okay, but that's pretty much the hardware part. As you see on the front here, we don't have any kind of capacitive buttons or anything like that. No physical buttons. Just the screen. And a Verizon and a Motorola logo. But your Motorola logo also doubles as your earpiece. The microphone is actually under that silver earpiece spot to give you more room for the screen and make it into this compact size. Basically, if you was to hold this up to an iPhone 5, they're about the same size, but this has a 0.3 inch bigger screen. Okay, as far as software, we have Motorola's skin over top of Google's Android 4.0 ice cream sandwich, with the Jelly Bean update promised for us within the coming months, before the end of the year. On the review videos I've seen on the internet so far about this phone, they already have Jelly Bean, a working version on this phone. They was demoing it at the launch. So I'm guessing we don't have to wait that long. We're probably waiting on Verizon as usual. So hopefully Verizon actually let us get that within a month or so, because this is a brand new phone. You would think it would have came out the box with Jelly Bean. But here we have Motorola's UI. It's pretty much a stock experience when it comes down to it. You have a lot of different little subtle changes to it, like different icons and such things. And if you swipe over here, you have the quick settings. The quick settings, a lot of different companies like to put in a notification bar. I kind of like it here because you already have in your notification area the button just to tap that and get to your settings. So it's not bad, It definitely works. It helps. I especially like this phone lock being right there because sometimes you're just watching videos and you don't want your phone to lock up or something, and then you got to put your password in and all that. You can get to it real quick this way. You ain't got to go into settings, go into security and all that stuff. You just tap the phone lock from here and you're already in there. All you have to do is change it from right there. You can change it to all of the above. You have your default, which is a slide to unlock, none if you don't want anything, just to turn your phone on and get going. Face unlock, pattern, pin, and password. All the usual for ice cream sandwich. But it just makes it a lot more convenient and quicker to get to it that way. Then you can actually go to all settings right from here too. You also have this little icon up here, question mark, which is actually a function. They have like an app called for help. And once you tap that, it brings up all these different icons. When you press them, it gives you relevant information for each one of these and what they do. And it pretty much helps you. If you don't know what's going on, just tap one of them. It'll give you a description of it. You can learn more. Go to your browser and learn more, or it can just be done. I'm sure that'll be very, very nice for people just getting into smartphones. And, this is a pretty nicely priced phone for high-end specs here. You do get for $99 if you go through the Verizon themselves, and other places like Amazon have it for $50, and Walmart has it for $79. It's a budget-friendly phone, but has very high-end specs. Other than the quick settings, really the main difference with Motorola's UI as compared to stock would be the fact that your home screen actually starts from here. It's your far left page. This was the farthest you get is the quick settings, and then you get back to your home screen here, and it actually starts here. When you first start off, you just have this one home screen, and when you swipe over this way, you get the option to add screens as you go. It takes a couple minutes to get used to. It's really not that hard of a thing to get used to. And here's the page you'll be greeted with when you first get in there. Say to get the one page, you can either just add a blank page and add the widgets that you want, or you could start with a template. They have like 3 templates here. We got the Amazon for all your Amazon apps in one place. We have media, pretty much for Google Play and stuff, because this does not actually come with its own music player like a Motorola music player or anything. It just comes with Play Music, and that's it. And we got Mobile Office here, start you off with your calendar. Smart Actions, which is probably the most useful tool app on here for saving battery, which the battery life is already great on this phone. Quick Office comes pre-installed. You do your mobile hotspot and all that. Quick Office is a great app. You do get the full version when you get this. There, you can just go back there. I mean, like I said, it's not that hard to get used to. Switching from having your home screen in the middle and whatnot. It's a pretty easy transition for me anyways. I don't know how easy it is for some people, but for me it's pretty easy. I like to hit the home button when I go through screens anyway, so it really doesn't affect me any. Get back there real quick. This phone actually does come with Google Chrome pre-installed also as the stock browser. There is no Android browser like you would see on most phones. The Chrome is the browser, so it does not come out the box with Flash support and that, but I'm sure they did that because they already had Jelly Bean running. They just wasn't able to put it out when the phone launched, apparently. When you go into the app drawer, you do see a couple more differences. You will see this star here at the top. This is for your favorite apps, which to me is kind of like having one more big folder but in your app drawer. Because you got, most people tend to put the apps that they like the most on their home screen, and then you just create these folders that way you can get to it real quick or whatever. I mean, if you don't want to clutter up your screen and have a whole bunch of screens, because their goal is to have you have the least amount of screens, that's why they set it up like this. The favorite apps panel works out pretty good. Like, instead of me having just folder after folder up here, I save myself at least 2 spots for some stuff by just putting it here. So as soon as I open up the app drawer, I can just be right there to the apps I really want to use quick without having to go digging through the app drawer. As far as everything else that goes on in here in the app drawer, it's stock from there on out. Yeah, you have the same card stack animation when switching from page to page. You have your apps. Focus here. Maybe. Maybe not, guys. Alright, but you have